Hey dudes, welcome to Splat from the Past, the only 80s themed horror and sci-fi show where things can get totally radical. Now today I will be interviewing my really good friend from the Bay Area. Her name is Barbara Elwick. She is a karaoke host at Val's restaurant in Daly City, California, and I've known her for about 8 years, and I'm having her on the show today. We haven't talked in quite a while, and I thought it would be great to have her on the podcast to talk and stuff and just reminisce about the old days of singing karaoke and just all the times we've hung out and stuff. She's going to be retiring pretty soon, and I haven't seen her in about 4 years already, and I want to get together with her and catch up on the podcast and stuff, so it's going to be pretty cool. So yeah, here is my interview with Barbara Elwick.
Hello?
Barbara, how the fuck are you?
Oh, that's good. How are you?
I'm great. Oh, I've missed you, girlfriend, I'll tell you.
Well, it seems like you're doing well where you are.
Yeah, I mean, I'm getting there, and I'm feeling much better than I did when the year started. This was a pretty dark year for me, but it's ending on a great note, I have to say.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
Yeah. Oh my God.
How's your mom doing?
She has her good days and her bad days, but she's holding her head high for the most part.
Good. That seems like things are looking up then.
Yeah, they're getting there. It's just the last few years, oh my God, it's just been insane. I've been doing an awful lot of thinking about just everything I've been through the last few years and just how, I don't know how I survived it.
As they say, God only gives you what you can handle.
Exactly. Oh my God. So, oh my God, we met like 8 years ago, and I can't believe it's been that long.
Yes. It's been a while.
Yeah. I mean, we like instantly connected and became good friends, and you've done some very nice things for me that I just absolutely love you for.
Oh, well, thank you.
Yes. My God. So how long have you been hosting karaoke now?
Since 1997.
That's 21 years. Wow.
Yep. Yeah, it's been a while.
That was the year I left junior high and started high school. And how long have you been at Val's?
Since 1997.
So you started where you've been for the past 21 years.
Correct.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing, because we know a lot of KJs in the Bay Area, and aside from maybe Gus, nobody else has had a gig that long.
Yeah, actually, Gus is the person that we actually went in there to substitute for Gus.
Mm-hmm.
And he ended up saying, why don't you just take it over, because he was too busy. So that's what we did.
Yeah.
We went from 1 night a week to 3 nights a week.
Wow. What was the only night back then?
On Friday night.
On Friday nights. Wow. Yeah. Gus, I think he's going to be celebrating 20 years at Behan's next year.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, I
amazing.
think that's where I met you, was at Behan's, wasn't it?
Yep, at Behan's.
Substituted for Gus.
Mm-hmm. I went there a couple times, or maybe one time just before I moved and stuff. It's just not the same anymore. The vibe is different. Everybody I used to know that hung out there is pretty much gone. It's just not the way it used to be anymore.
Oh, there's a lot of changes everywhere, I think. You know?
Yeah, like all my
The
favorite.
area is so expensive.
Yeah, all my favorite restaurants I grew up going to are gone. Oh, the one that really made me upset. My two of my favorite sushi places are gone. Well, actually, one closed up and moved, and the other one's completely gone. The one that's completely gone was Kobe Sushi in San Bruno. I believe the chef was like murdered, or he died or something like 6 years ago, and I knew that place wasn't going to last that long after that. The place went really downhill. But then the other place, my favorite sushi place, the first one I ever went to when I started eating sushi 10 years ago was at Toki's in Foster City. They moved it.
Oh, yeah.
They moved it to 3rd Avenue in San Mateo or 4th Avenue, one of the two. And it's like there's like I don't know 24 sushi places in downtown San Mateo. Like could they keep it in Foster City somewhere?
I think it's too expensive because the mom of Cookies, she died, and I think there's a kid.
Oh.
Yeah, I used to go there all the time when I lived in Foster.
Yeah. Didn't you love that beautiful location that was in?
It was very nice. Yes.
It's very quiet and peaceful over there. I used to love going. Yeah. My only regret was not discovering sushi sooner before that and going because I actually lived a few blocks away from there, like about 5 years before I started going and stuff. That's just so sad. Yeah, all the places are just going away.
Yep. Yeah, all the family-owned places, unfortunately.
Yeah. It's insane. So what made you decide that you were going to start hosting karaoke?
It actually was just for fun, because we started going out karaokeing, and we couldn't say, oh, I'd do this differently or I'd do that differently. So finally somebody said, why don't you do it then? If you've got so many ideas, it's like, okay, so put a system together and substitute it for Gus, and then took it from there.
Yeah, I tried hosting trivia. I hosted comedy night down there. I kind of missed that, and there's a good chance I might be going back to the Bay for a little while when 2019 hits, before heading to LA and stuff, because we're trying to save money for that and everything. And I'm going to try to host comedy night and trivia again when I do.
Oh, nice. Yeah, well, let us know. We'll come and support you.
Yeah, I miss trying that stuff. I remember the first place I hosted trivia at was the 840 Wine Bar in Redwood City, which they started. They did karaoke for a little while. A friend of mine by the name of Vince was hosting there for a little while around the time I got out of the hospital, and I was hosting there for like a month in 2011, and then this is before I bought the speakers from you. This is when I had those shitty speakers from the San Jose flea market, and yeah, the sound system was bad. It broke down, and so he told me, hey, come back in a month and we'll try again. Well, I had to wait 9 months until I got a job to pay for new speakers and stuff. Actually, because let's see, I got them from you in those 9 months, and then I bought the one that I've had since. I bought them right after that, like around September-ish, and that's what I used when I host comedy night the following year. And then when I was homeless in 2014, I got a trivia hosting job at this wine bar that only lasted about a year. It's gone now. It was called the Ami Wine Bar, and I did one not even a night, a day. They wanted me to come in during the day and host a trivia show, and all my friends from trivia at the Lariat showed up, and it was good. It was a lot of fun. I mean, I got paid $60. They wrote a check to me for $60, but then I never heard from them again, and that was the last time I ever hosted anything. And my friend asked me if I wanted to host his comedy night because he didn't want to host it no more. And at the time, I was just like, nah, I don't even want to give it a try. But now I do. I think I'm ready again.
That's good.
Yeah. I still got my sound equipment and everything, so I haven't done anything with it. And I keep it just in case, because you never know what happens. You may get lured back.
Yeah, that's true. Well, that's something you love to do too, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I attempted to host karaoke, and it just like it just seemed like it would just be a pain in the ass with trying to get all the songs and everything, and just I decided, nah, I'm just gonna do comedy and trivia because that's more of my field of what I do.
Yeah, karaoke is, I mean, it's different. It's expensive.
Mm-hmm.
You have to keep updated with the music and stuff, and then, equipment, microphones, people dropping microphones, that kind of stuff. It's sometimes it's hard because people are not, they don't respect your equipment, you just say, well, whatever.
Yeah, and they're intoxicated, so a lot of the time they don't even know they're doing that.
That's true. That's true. But, you got to do the best you can. So, yeah, but we have some good people that come to Valda. They're cool people. We have an older crowd too, so that makes a huge difference.
Mm-hmm.
We don't get the screamers normally, so it's fun. I've enjoyed it all these years.
It's been a great run the whole way through.
Oh yeah, always. I mean, we're still very, very busy. I mean, we're staying remotely this past weekend. I mean, we have our slow days, as everybody does, but typically it's busy.
I miss going to karaoke, especially in Daly City, because the feel of Daly City just had that really like nice little like local vibe, the kind that San Mateo used to have, but they don't really have it anymore. I remember when the first time I'd ever been to karaoke in Daly City was around 2010 when Jose was hosting at I forget what it's called now, but at that time it was called the Globe Tavern on Mission.
Oh, the last stop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, the last stop it is now. Yes. I actually went there for karaoke when Jose was there, just before I moved. Yeah. And to me, it was a lot nicer when it was the Globe and stuff. And I just loved that place. But then I didn't go for a while that year, and then Mary decided to sell the place, and I actually got to go on New Year's Eve. That was her last night open, and that was fun. Except for I missed my bus, the last bus, and so I had to stay there until like 4 a.m. And then I got a ride from a hitchhiker, or not a hitchhiker, from a driver who was really creepy. Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I had him drop me off around the corner, and like I waited for him to drive off because I didn't want him to see where I lived.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not a good feeling.
No, I regret not leaving earlier that night. I'll tell you.
Well, New Year's Eve is kind of hard. Did you have a good time? No.
Yeah, and I didn't even drink yet during that time. That's the funny part.
Wow. Yeah, it's a different scene when you're not. I'm not a drinker, so I'm usually always sober. So it's like watching people do crazy things when they're intoxicated.
Mm-hmm.
Funny sometimes and sad sometimes.
But do you ever have a drink now and then?
I mean, my max is one drink. Otherwise, I lie in bed and go to bed. Not a drinker. Never happened. So.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah.
It is good, I think.
Yeah, before I started drinking, which was like beginning of 2011, I was always able to not drink when I was working at the Swinging Door, and the only time I ever drank was when it was like a birthday shot or a birthday drink or something. But I was always able to control it, and now that I've had my accident and I can't drink because my liver will bleed if I do, it's still easy to control it. I don't feel tempted at all to drink.
Yeah, well, it's a good thing. It's a good thing.
Yeah. Just the last couple of years has just been insane with that and stuff. And you told me several months ago that you were going to be going to Arizona.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
eventually that's where I'll end up.
Did you have a date set yet?
No, not yet. I gotta get my house ready to sell, stuff like that. So.
Mm-hmm. I hope you're around longer if I move back and stuff. I mean, I tried to get to town for a week, back in August, and we were going to get together, but then some stuff happened that was beyond my control.
Yeah, no, I'll be here through at least the end of next year.
Oh, I'm so glad. I'm so glad. Yeah, because I was just like, oh my god, I gotta see Barbara before she goes and stuff. Because last time I saw you was a month before my accident when we had.
Correct. Yeah.
Where we eat? Did we have sushi that night or did we have Chinese? I can't remember.
I don't remember if that's the night that you went to karaoke at the Hotel. If it was that night, then it was Chinese because it's a Chinese restaurant.
Yes, because that Chinese place is across the way. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
it was. Yeah, oh my god. And God, I stopped going to Bel Mateo Bowl after the accident to go because to me that place was just a bad omen because the guy I hung around, was bowling over there, and just the people that we were hanging around were just toxic. So I haven't been back since and stuff. But yeah, just it was a crazy time for me.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was a crazy time. When you do karaoke shows and you're around all these drunk people and stuff, do you like genuinely get hit on during the shows?
It's pretty cool because a lot of people that come are regulars, so they know my situation. They know I have a boyfriend. They know, they're pretty respectful, and people look out for everybody. We have a lot of single ladies that come in,
Mm-hmm.
and the regulars always look out for them. So if people are getting obnoxious or trying to pick up on them stuff, they step in. They say, "Come on, dance with me," and they'll take them away. But I like the environment I'm in,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't get it on because I try to keep myself separate. That's part of the thing because a lot of people say to me, "You're very cool." It's like, yeah, I mean, I got a job to do. That's what I'm here to do. Not here to have fun.
Yeah.
I mean, I enjoy it, but I'm not here to drink and party. That's not my place right there. I'm here to do a job. So that's what I do.
Yeah, at the end of last year, I friended this karaoke host who was based in Sacramento on Facebook. She was Facebook friends with my friend Vince that I was just telling you about, and she's in her late 50s. She she's been hosting karaoke for years. She's like the biggest like rock aficionado I've ever met. I thought I was the biggest one, but she really is one. And oh god, her and I have hilarious conversations on Sunday nights when she's able to talk. I mean, she comes up with jokes that are far more dirtier than mine, and it's like I wish like she was like over here in Reading. I mean, her and I would like hang out all the time and stuff. I mean, she's great. Yeah, and I went to a couple conventions up in Sacramento this summer, and even a couple weeks ago, and she tried to come down to see me and meet me and stuff. But because she hosts karaoke and she doesn't have a day job, she likes to sleep during the early morning hours and part of the early afternoon. So it's really hard for her.
Yeah, yeah. I get that.
Yeah, on the weekends, it's probably easier, but when you have to go to work on Friday, it's probably really tough on you, huh?
Well, I work full time as well, so
Well, that's what I mean. Like when you
yeah,
when you host karaoke on Thursday night and then you got to go to work Friday morning, it's probably tough on you.
it is tough. It is tough, but I've been doing it for so long. I think it's now part of my life.
Yeah, Have you seen anybody heard any funny stories or anything?
Not really. I mean, we've had a tough week. Lost so many people this year from the karaoke world. A lot of my regulars just. So it's been a sobering year. This year has been really tough on people. You know, we lost so many people.
Mm-hmm.
So it's been a little rough.
I know. It's funny. Every time somebody dies, though, I never know them in karaoke. There's a handful of people I have. You know, the one you knew that I really miss is Aubrey.
Oh yeah, yeah. Well, I'll be a few years now. We lost Kathy this year.
Kathy who?
Man, Kathy Linsky.
Oh, Kathy Glitsky. Oh, yes, Kathy G. I love her. Yeah.
Yeah. And that was sad. That was sad because her mom was here, you know, for the last few weeks of Kathy's life, and
Mm-hmm.
she had lost her mom, and she had lost Amanda a few years ago, and now she lost Kathy. So it's like 3 generations in the last 3 years for her.
Yeah.
Very, very, very sad.
Amanda, she did something really great for me that I'll never forget. In 2012, I was at Bel Mateo Bowl and she was hosting at the time at karaoke, and they were shooting a TV pilot there. I don't know what the network was or who names of anybody involved, but it never got picked up. And I was in the pilot. I sang a really bad rendition of Meatloaf's "I'll Do Anything But for Love, But I Won't Do It." And she like suggested me to be the singer in the scene and stuff because she knew that I was funny, that I was a comedian, and also thought that it would be great since it was I was celebrating the anniversary of my coming out that night. And so I talked to the producer. I wish I remembered that producer's last name. Her first name was Liz, and she gave me her business card, and I wish I still had it. So we talked, and then we shot the scene, and then that was that, and it was just magical to me. I just wish that pilot had gotten picked up.
Yeah. Things will happen. Things happen.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, all the things that I get that I want to do. I want to host my own late night horror show. I want to get some friends together and show some public domain horror films and put it on the internet, and maybe even get one of the few remaining cable access stations to put it on TV.
Yeah.
I want to host, like I said, trivia and comedy night again. I want to do a one-man show at one of the theater houses, and I want it to be like part stand-up comedy and part Q&A, because I've seen a few people do that, and just projects like that I want to do next year that I'll see if I can do if I go back. So.
Yeah. Cool.
Because there's been nothing to do over here except I write and I do this podcast, and that's about it. And I'm coming up on 300 episodes pretty soon.
Oh. Impressive.
Yeah, I mean that's like half of a year. You know, I started doing it in May of last year, and it's just I've enjoyed doing it. At first, I didn't enjoy doing it because I just didn't have any confidence. It took me until maybe episode 24, 23 that I finally got confidence that I was going to keep doing it for the remainder of my time here.
Well.
Yeah.
No, I guess it does. Everything takes time to develop.
Mm-hmm.
As your confidence grows and your audience grows too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, all I'm doing basically is, trying to plant the seed and make it grow into something,
Right.
And, I mean, just like anybody, I have my supporters and I have my haters, but I'm not focusing on the haters anymore because it's just counterproductive energy.
Or haters are just unhappy with themselves.
Yeah.
That's my take on Henderson.
Yeah. That's very much so right.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and yeah, so I just gotta keep doing that. And I wrote a couple screenplays last year, and one of them I'm trying to get made.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to talk to my Hollywood connections and stuff. But that town, so much stuff happens so slowly in that town. You know, I mean, just because they don't seem like they're interested now doesn't mean they're going to like 6 months to a year from now. So it's all about waiting.
Yeah. Well, waiting make connections.
Yeah, absolutely.
Tight-knit family, unfortunately.
Tight. What's it? What did you say?
I said it's a tight-knit family.
Yes, it surely is, especially with what I do. The horror community, especially, is a tight knit family.
Mm-hmm.
You know. And funny thing is, a lot of people I talk to on this show who got discovered back in the '80s, they've told me, Hollywood used to be like almost like the mafia back in the day. Now it's a lot more of a corporate structure than it used to be, and it's just it's really weird now. But like a lot of the same rules are the same.
Yeah, well, I think a lot of it is changing too with all that's been happening lately. With the Me Too movement and all that. A lot of that's going to change.
Yeah, I had several actresses come on the show like during that month of the Me Too movement starting, and they told me some very shocking and dark stories about their Me Too experiences without me even asking, and I just felt so flattered that they felt like they could trust me and tell me about it. I was really happy about it.
Yeah, well, unfortunately, that's been around for so long. And that's how a lot of actresses got ahead, too.
Yeah.
Yeah, so.
Yeah, but it's funny, you won't even hear those actresses coming forward because that's what they did to get ahead, And
Yep.
this joke that I have in my stand-up act, I said, we should find out who those women are, the ones who did it to get ahead. Find out who they are and make them producers. I because I need help in my career.
Yeah, well, very true. Very true.
Yeah. And of course, some people will be offended by that joke, but fuck them.
Yeah, true enough.
you know.
You know, everything, you got to take it in stride.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. I
You're in
mean,
an environment where it's just stand-up comedy and everything. Everything's off basis, so, I mean, what is it? You can't laugh about it. Don't go.
yeah, people don't get that. They just
Yeah.
don't. I don't know if it's because of the short attention span people have now. It could be, but it's just like people have just become just like retarded robots.
Well, I think it's more, I don't know if it's more entitlement or it's all about, I don't know what it is. The up-and-comers are a very different breed.
Yes.
They're very entitled.
Mm-hmm.
And it's very sad because there's no camaraderie. It's all about themselves and nobody else. Nobody else counts. If they don't come first, and that's so wrong.
Yeah.
Because you only succeed when you work together.
Yep. It's sad. It's really sad. Yeah, you put that beautifully because that's what I tell people, and they're like, "What, really?" And I'm like, "Yeah, that's what's going on in the world now. They don't see it."
No, they don't. And unfortunately, neither will their children because that's the way they are brought up. So I don't know how that cycle is going to get broken, but it has to. Because the world is just not the same.
Mm-hmm.
Don't care about each other like they used to.
Oh, let me ask you this: Do you remember? Do you remember back in the day, every neighbor in your neighborhood knew each other, talked to one another, cared for one another, had barbecues at each other's houses? Do you remember that?
Yep.
Yeah, it's all
Yeah,
gone
they
now.
knew each other. And the kids, everybody knew, everybody knew each other's children. Everybody, took care of each other. You watched out for one another. So you saw something happening with one of the children, the parents knew right away, and they're out there helping and making sure everything was all right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, all the
Not the same anymore.
no, there's a tiny percent of my neighbors who actually know my name in this apartment complex I live in.
Yeah.
Just a tiny bit. And I'll tell you, some of them have just the most darling kids, and they know my name and stuff, and they have great manners and everything. But for the most part, oh my God, there are so many entitled people in this complex. When I see them at the pool, it just sickens me, especially the 20-year-olds, you know. And it's funny, there's a church close by here that's a cult. I mean, a legitimate cult. And there's videos about them on YouTube, and they are just crooked as politicians. And they come to the pool. They got some of the kids. They're like in their early 20s or whatever, and they got tattoos, and they're saying all these bad things and stuff. But yet they see me walking with a cane and ask me if they can bless my leg and everything. Aside from the fact that they got tattoos and they're using bad language and all this stuff, I'm just like, get fucking real.
Yeah, it's sad because everything is, well, I guess it's all about how much what they can get out of you.
Hmm.
It's very sad.
It is pretty weird. It is just weird. I got this.
Tough time right
Yeah,
now for everybody.
yeah.
I think it is anyway. 'Cause money is not everything.
Yep. Money is not everything, but all the greedy corporations and all that stuff, they're making it think that it is, and it's rubbing off. The people are thinking that because the greedy corporations are taking money and charging all these ridiculous prices.
Yeah, but yeah, no, that's very true. But unfortunately, we need corporations.
Yeah. Un-
No,
un-
monopoly.
Unfortunately, yes, we do. Um, there's this game I like to play with friends that I have on the podcast. It's where I ask them four silly questions, and after each one, after you answer one, you ask me the same question, and I answer it.
Okay.
Barbara, are you ticklish?
No. Tell me what the English.
I am baby ticklish.
Maybe it's what does that mean?
It means if you tickle me, it's most likely you're going to get hit by my elbow because I have a knee-jerk reaction.
Ah.
Uh, do you have an innie or outie belly button?
Any. Tommy, do you have any analogy?
I have a very deep innie, and I've shown it to you.
And I'm sorry, say that again?
I said I have a very deep innie, and I've shown it to you.
Ah. Right, I have seen it, haven't I?
Yes. What color are your toenails painted?
Wine. What color is your toenails?
At the moment, they are not painted, which is rare for me, but I just haven't had time. I had them purple about a month ago, though. And this one, this is my favorite. What do you think is the absolute worst stinky smell ever?
San Francisco.
Oh yeah, Based on what I've heard now, yes.
Yes, it's horrible right now. What is your worst stinky smell that you've ever smelled?
The month right after I got out of the hospital, I had really bad athlete's foot for a while because I spent a whole month wearing these socks that they gave me in the hospital, and they never took them off or changed it. And so for about 6 months, if I would put on my shoe and sock for about 5 minutes, it would still smell pretty bad after I took them off. So,
You never changed your socks when you were in the hospital?
well, no, because
Horrible.
they didn't do it, and I didn't even think of doing it because I was under anesthesia the whole time, and my moods would go up and down from being happy to sad and all this. So I didn't.
What's your job to change your socks? It was the
Oh,
hospital's job to take care of you.
well, no, it wasn't my job to change it, but I could have said, "Hey, do I still have to wear these socks?" But I didn't do that. I didn't remind them. Is what I'm
You
getting
would
at.
think you wouldn't have to remind them. In a
Right.
hospital, this supposed to be sanitary, right?
Right. But yeah, it didn't happen on either of our parts. And so,
Oh, that's bad.
yeah, so after a while, I just started, soaking my feet and putting lotion on them and stuff. And it went away eventually. But just for those first 6 months, it was pretty awful.
Oh, wow. That's too bad.
Yeah. But I was very lucky with the way it ended up being.
Yeah,
Um,
you were very lucky. You were not in good shape back then.
Oh God! I mean, a couple people came to visit me and said I looked like a cancer patient
Oh, wow.
because I went from when I had the accident, I was weighing 350, and when I woke up from the coma, I was 190, and I left at 220. Once my appetite started getting back, I gained 30 pounds in the hospital, and I put all that weight back on, and now I'm in the middle of losing it. I've lost like 50 pounds since I've been here.
Well, that's good. That's healthy. You don't want to be overweight.
No, especially now because I have my gallbladder out and I got a metal rod in my leg.
Mm. Yeah, that's not
We have
right.
yeah, we have a gym here in the complex, and I walk on it at least 20 minutes a day when I can, and I just walk on it, and that's pretty much my workout. It's hard for me to exercise like I used to now with this thing in my leg.
Mm-hmm. I imagine mobility is a little bit of an issue.
Oh, it's pretty bad. I can't run anymore. I can't kneel, squat, or bend anymore with this leg. All I can do is just walk slowly
Mm-hmm.
with my cane, and that's it. But when I perform, like when I do comedy or something, I don't really need the cane because I'm walking short distance to the stage,
Mm-hmm.
and hopefully a lot of the time I don't have to walk up any steps to get on the stage. But
Mm-hmm.
that's what I do.
So physical therapy did not help with your leg,
Oh,
helping you bend and stuff, or is the rod just not
oh, it did help.
impossible? Yeah.
It did help, but it's I got limited mobility with the metal in there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Today.
but physical therapy was tough. I mean, getting out of bed finally after being confined to bed for a couple of months, and then just feeling lightheaded and sweaty, and just it makes you feel like you can't do it, but
Mm-hmm.
you have to concentrate, and thankfully you have physical therapists who are really nice and they're very patient with you, and then eventually you get it done.
Yeah. Well, it's really willpower too. How much you feel you want to, accomplish. That's why physical therapy is so important.
Hmm. Absolutely. And then once I was able to, after about 6 months from the time I got out of the hospital, then I was able to go out and do a lot of walking and stuff, and it helped me out an awful lot. I mean, I was in pain, but it helped me out though.
Mm-hmm.
So
Takes a lot.
Yeah. So I got this really funny joke to tell you before we wrap this up.
Okay.
I've told everybody this joke. It's so funny. So Cinderella is about to go to the ball, and she's on her period, and the fairy godmother gives her these magic tampons and says, "You have to be home by midnight, or else they'll turn into a pumpkin." And Cinderella says, "Okay, fairy godmother, I will." 12:30 rolls around. She hasn't shown up. Fairy godmother is pacing around the house, and then Cinderella does show up, drunk, stumbling, and the fairy godmother says, "Where were you? You were supposed to be home by midnight." And Cinderella's like, "I'm so sorry, fairy godmother. I've met this great guy, and we danced all night. He had 2 first names and 2 last names. I can't remember what the last 2 were, but the first 2 were Peter Peter."
Okay. That's a good one.
You like that?
Yes, that was good.
Oh my God, tell that to all your girlfriends. They'll just go crazy.
I will.
Oh, thank you so much, Barbara. I'm so glad that we could do this. And
I wish you all the luck in your career.
and I'll let you know when I'm in town and we can get together. Like I said, I don't know when. My life is unpredictable, but we will get together.
All right. Just text me and we'll get together.
Awesome. All right, hun. Love you.
All right. Love you too.
Okay.
Take care.
All right.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Well, there you have it. Barbara Elwick. Ain't she a sweetheart? Thank you so much, Barbara. I'm glad we could catch up and stuff, and we'll catch up some more the next time I'm in town. If you like if you like this video, everyone, please subscribe to my YouTube channel, add me as a friend on Facebook, join my Tommy Kovac comedian page on Facebook, follow me on Twitter and Instagram, and all that fun stuff. Well, that's all the time we have this week on Splat from the Past. Until next time, this is Tommy Throwback Kovac saying, there's no shame in living in the past, because the present sucks. Later, dudes!